hours, I think it was, we have arrived in Moscow. We are now looking for none other than the Expat American. Mr. Joseph Rose has offered to meet us here at the train station somewhere. So we're gonna find him and we're gonna tour around with him today and look at a bunch of stuff. So it'll be, I don't know, probably at least 3 different videos, I would think. So stay tuned for that. And I imagine there'll be some on his channel as well. We'll figure that out as the day unfolds. But we are here for the day. Myself, Wesley, Waylon, and Elias. Trip to Moscow. Canadians in Moscow. Why are they here? There, he's filming me while I'm filming him. How are you, man?
For the first time, we're breathing the same air.
Am I blocking your camera shot?
No, no, no. You look good.
Switch it around that way too. So there he is.
Here I go.
For those of you who don't know him, there he is. You're taller than I am. I didn't realize you were that big.
Yes, sir. I should undo my hair and puff it up more.
Well, thank you very much for meeting us.
Yeah, man. No, it's great to see you.
Should be good. Should be a fun day.
Now we're going to take the metro, gentlemen. Arend is buying his tickets for the day, unlimited on the metro. Him and his 3 young lads. So if you're a foreigner and you come here, you just need your bank card or some cash and you can buy your ticket for the day. Nice.
That's for a whole day now.
Very good. Yeah, unlimited they said.
Awesome. Underground. It goes down even more yet?
Yeah, they're crisscrossing like crazy here.
Okay.
There's a big network of tunnels for cars and for foot traffic. And check out the ceiling. And every station, of course, is different. Like a museum, it just tells you which way to go.
Well, what are we doing?
We want to go on this side.
Закрываются. Следующая станция – Площадь Революции. Будьте...
This is where we gotta go.
These statues are different.
Wow.
And it's representing the Soviet people. It's called Revolution Square.
Interesting. How old?
Let's go this way.
Yeah.
So this is sports right here.
Yeah. Soccer. Discus or something.
So this is education.
Yeah. You guys read?
So this is like farming.
Oh, that's the best one.
Yeah, farming.
There's chicken. There we go. That's us right here.
And that one.
This is grain right here.
Yeah.
And this
Mining.
Is work.
Yeah.
So this guy's drilling and this guy's picking.
He means business. This is a deep one, eh?
Yeah, it's not that deep, but there's...
St. Petersburg has the deepest one in Russia or something, I was told.
Really? I'm not surprised, because they have a lot of rivers.
What did we just figure out? It was 180 feet or something? Or?
Yeah, they have to go deep underground because of all the water.
Right. 280? Maybe it was 280. I can't remember.
There's going to be a big mosaic on the wall.
They can do this kind of stuff when labor's cheap, eh? But as minimum wage increases, as wages increase, it'll be harder to maintain this stuff. 1917, 1947. Good afternoon, everybody. Aaron Feenstra here from Countryside Acres with Mr. Expat American.
I am
Joseph Rose. We are going to be touring Red Square here in a couple of minutes.
So you're going to see it for the
Yes, very first time for me. Well, other than pictures. First time in real life. Yeah.
So here it comes. We're going to hit the city walk that leads up.
There you go. How old are these buildings? Any idea?
Of course, I have many ideas, but I'm not a historian. They're
Okay.
old. Let's say that.
We'll go with old. I love history. Old buildings. Oh yeah, wow.
You're laying eyes on a corner of the Kremlin for the first time.
That is a nice shot.
Yes, very good.
Nice church. I love these Orthodox churches, eh? The character in them.
Yeah, and of course those bells will ring, and they're beautiful and loud.
They ring regularly?
Yeah. I don't know how regularly, but the clock tower in Red Square that we're about to see, it rings like all the time.
Okay.
I think for tourists. There's a Soviet-style restaurant right in here.
Okay. Actually, one of my favorite restaurants in Nizhny. Looks very similar to that. It's got a little basement restaurant. It's nice and quiet down here. We love going down here.
I like all these old-style street lights.
Mm-hmm.
So this road is closed to traffic, and it snakes through Moscow for a pretty long ways.
Oh yeah?
Very, very beautiful.
All of it closed to traffic.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this is the biggest city in Russia, right? And look at the streets, look at how clean or dirty they are. It's pretty amazing.
No, I'm impressed.
And there's no bad guys, and there's no dirt.
So
Everything's clean.
How come there isn't any?
That's a good question. It's a very good
Better
question.
programs to take care of them, or?
Well, I think that there's a lot of feeling sorry for people in the West, and so because people feel sorry, they set up programs that don't really work.
Okay.
Whereas in Russia, they're not trying to be politically correct. If you have a mental illness, let's say, they're going to put you in a facility and try to help you. They're not going to let you be free to be yourself and wander the streets and hurt other people and hurt yourself.
Makes sense, yeah.
These are people that are collecting money for photos.
We just got to earn a living.
Yes.
It's a nice one too, eh? Get the work in
We
there.
got music from this Orthodox church right here. It's often playing right on the corner of Red Square.
One thing that I had to think makes a difference is the housing crisis, or more the prices of housing in the West. Like a home where I grew up, you can't find one for under $400,000 now, and that creates issues because a lot of people can't afford that. So I wonder if that doesn't contribute to a homeless problem. Whereas here, there's probably more affordable homes.
Perhaps. Wow, you guys are in luck. I was filming here yesterday and it was closed. How come now it's open on your first time here?
Oh, they opened it just for us.
So this is the State Historic Museum. It is a red castle.
Wowzers.
This I'm stepping onto is literally Red Square. That giant wall is the Kremlin wall. Putin works on the other side of that wall. That's the famous clock tower. And they have a scaffolding there. That's temporary. Behind it is the famous St Basil's Orthodox Church. So yeah, this place is open more than it's closed, but because the government uses it for many different things, they'll close it at will if they need to.
Okay.
And it was closed for the Victory Day celebrations. I heard it was going to be closed for like a week or two.
Okay,
I was
so they
here
just opened it.
yesterday and it was closed. I couldn't get in.
So they literally do the parade right here.
Oh yeah, and you boys can see the road markings on Red Square, so that the tanks and the vehicles, well, mostly military vehicles, there's only one tank here, so they know where to go. But the paint is there year round. So,
Interesting. Beautiful. So much history. When I see these buildings, I can't help but think the amount of thousands, millions of people who have touched these walls or gazed upon them. Right? saying back home. I don't know why I do that. How long did it take you to stop saying that? This is my home. I don't have a back home.
It's funny, I was interviewing my American cameraman Josiah the other day, and he talked about we in regard to the Victory Day celebration. I don't think he even noticed it, but I did. I was like, wow, he's thinking
It's come.
like he's a Russian.
I do it more now. Like I do say, you know, us and here, as in this is my home. But I still quite often catch myself saying back home. You know.
Yeah.
It'll switch eventually. What do you think?
I like it. Beautiful buildings.
Beautiful buildings. Ready to go home? What does it feel like to stand over here where thousands, millions of people have stood before you? A little piece of history.
Yeah.
Beautiful, eh? So here we are officially in beautiful Red Square. I've seen a lot of videos from this square. And here we are. Government offices behind us. The commander-in-chief is not in right now. He is on a trip to China, as far as I know. It's pretty wild.
I think that's the line for the
Who's filming? Oh, those people.
But check it out, boys. That is a real fortress wall. Super old.
Amazing to think people at one point probably attacked those walls, right?
Yeah, people attack the walls, and you see like the bumps, you know, because that would be for archers to have somewhere to hide and have somewhere to shoot. This is not Disney. This is for real. And crosse means red. It also means beautiful. And apparently these walls were not originally red. They were just beautiful, but over time they got painted red and white back and forth. And so now when people say crosse, they say Red Square, especially foreigners, you know. And so it is red and it's beautiful, but originally it was just beautiful. Wow,
interesting. Well, I should probably...
Go ahead.
So much to see everywhere.
Oh,
Zhukov, you said?
We won't be able to see it all. Zhukov.
Zhukov.
He's a famous military Russian guy. That's the Four Seasons Hotel. This is actually an underground mall because they don't want to disrupt the view of Red Square.
Yeah.
And behind you is the eternal
Somewhere.
flame.
Oh, there I see a flame. There you go.
And so you see displays like that in Washington, D.C. I assume Canada probably has something as well.
Right in Ottawa at Parliament, we have a flame that's burning continuously as well. Nizhny's got one as well. We visited it on May 9th.
So this is, I believe, this park in front of Red Square, in front of the Kremlin is called Alexandriy Sad, which means Alexander's Garden.
This is the Kremlin.
Oh, that's a big Kremlin.
Yeah, a little 3D relief.
That's only part of it, I think, because it looks like that wall's incomplete.
So
it must go somewhere.
Alexandrovsky Garden.
Okay.
So Alexandrovsky.
Oh no, this is the water. Yeah, on this side.
Well, what we're looking. So we are standing right here. We just
Okay.
came through that gate.
Ah.
So here's the Kremlin wall. So that's the Kremlin. It's not on the map.
Ah.
It's
Okay.
just showing the garden in front of
Okay.
the
Oh,
Kremlin.
what's this?
That is a ramp that takes you up into the Kremlin, which is also fortified. So, and we'll see it in a second.
Memorial to the fallen soldiers of the Great Patriotic War. Slip around these folks.
Kind of quiet here, guys. Don't speak English loudly.
I wonder how that stands still so well. Dirty. Dirty water.
What's this guy up to? Fishing?
It's a water fountain.
Sculptures?
We're diving waterfall.
And behind you as well.
Put money. We'll dive down there and get some money.
Well, we'll leave that for whoever needs it.
There's money there.
So a place for lunch is called Moo apparently. Lots of destinations in Russia, or lots of places, venues.
Right this way, gentlemen.
We will follow our host.
Yeah, Yes, it's a good display of Russian food at a good price.
Good display of Russian food at a good price. This is really neat with the bricks, eh?
Yeah, moo-moo.
Are we under a road or something right now?
So we're in a mall that's underground, and I think they built it underground to not disrupt the view of Red Square.
What's above us?
Just the roof.
Okay, there's nothing up there.
It's like a park.
Okay.
Like a Red Square park.
And what do we got? Buffet?
Yeah, exactly.
Grab what you want.
Well, it's a cafeteria, right? So you don't keep going up.
Oh no, yeah, I don't mean it that way, but
So
yeah.
it's like, technically more cafeteria.
Yeah.
So guys, grab a tray. Go down the line. Watch out for those.
Yeah, grab a tray.
Famous Russian soup, or famous Slavic soup, let's say.
Okay.
We don't want to start a controversy in your comment section.
That's steak. Kebabs?
Yes, they call them shashlik. This is also famous.
This is what we ended up with. Okay, if you move out of the way, then next you can get the next one. Next one.
Have you ever had lunch with your boys right next to the Kremlin wall?
No, 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 no. Feel pretty important. It's right out there. Okay, so you.
Yes. I am Joseph Stephen Rose, the Expat American on YouTube. I came here 8 days, that's 8 days, before the special military operation with my Russian wife and 5 kids. And so with our channel, we're trying to show the world in English that Russia's a normal place, not to be afraid. We want to try and help end the Cold War, as silly as that might sound. So
It does, and yet we're in one, right?
yeah, it's crazy, man.
Who would have thunk it?
It's crazy.
So why Russia? Why didn't you go
Well,
somewhere
my
else?
wife is Russian, and when we came, we were just like, hey, we'll take a turn living in your country for a while. We had no idea the special military operation was going to start, you know? So we were just like, sure, we'll come here. Little did we know the world was going to change, and we'd be in the position we're in.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's
Interesting.
really, really crazy.
Yeah, you have a difference, I guess, because I don't have a Russian wife.
Yeah, yeah.
I will have a Russian wife. I don't have one yet. No, I'm not switching wives. Same wife, but she will be Russian one day.
I like it.
Man, that's big. Can you imagine working on these projects back in the day?
Yeah, next time you guys come here with your wife, you can go in there. You'll have more time.
This is
That is the State Historic Museum.
museum. Okay.
It's the medieval entrance to Red Square. And you can see St Basil's through the arch.
Oh yeah,
It's a very cool angle.
I'd say. That's beauty as well. All of these are. So that's really like iconic. You see that in a lot of pictures.
You know, I should take a picture of your sons.
Standing in front of it.
Well, like standing right here with the same. So this is a building that is used for different important things. I came here once dressed in a suit for, they were speaking about Napoleon.
Okay.
And I actually tripped on the brick and rolled head over heels. An over 6 foot man in a suit. And I actually had to roll to not break my leg. And then
Didn't
I
get it on.
jumped up.
Didn't get it on camera, did you?
No, no,
That's too bad. That would have been a good one. Watch this American cartwheel
right
through
here,
Red
actually.
Square.
So I was on my phone.
Oh boy.
Boom.
Not paying attention. You want to go on the top one when we go on? Okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah, good idea.
Carousel, little interesting village.
Yeah, so that's just a little eatery. So you have different outdoor shops. So it's basically like country fair type food with the design of, I guess, like a mall eatery.
Yep. Out of the Roman era.
That's where we're headed, Arend.
Oh.
Good eyesight. That is the Bolshoi Theatre.
Bolshoi Theatre.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Bolshoi means
Say that for those of you who don't know Russian. Bolshoi means big. It's one of the words I actually know. Yeah, that's straight up something like from a Julius Caesar thing, eh? Is that place?
It's the Bolshoi Theatre. It's a big theater. It's famous. It's super old. You guys can go to the internet and
Like
ask.
operas and stuff?
Oh yeah, yeah, ballets.
Oh,
And it's funny because my wife and I went there and we saw Turandot, which is like a famous show, like an opera. And it was the same Turandot performance that was touring at the time that they put in the Mission Impossible movie. So whenever I see that movie, I'm reminded of the fact that my wife and I came to the Bolshoi Theatre and watched that performance.
There you go.
It's really cool.
Little piece of knowledge. You said it was Marx?
Yeah, it's Karl Marx.
Karl Marx. In stone.
Yeah.
Love him or hate him, you have to admit Russia keeps its history because he's right there.
And you can see there's a hammer and sickle right there.
Yes, yeah, I've known a lot of that around still, hammer and sickle. Which, once again, love it or hate it, it's here. It's part of the history, so why not keep it and talk about it?
This little medieval wall piece right here, that's a nice romantic restaurant. You should take your wife in there sometime.
All right.
It feels like you're eating inside. Feels like you're eating inside the walls of Red Square, and it looks like it too. I don't know how old it is. I mean, it's technically not
Actually part of the Kremlin? Okay.
But we're walking through medieval walls here. Basically, we're gonna take this through some alley and be back on the city walk.
So for you, it would be the same as for me. America doesn't have this level of history.
Oh yeah.
I mean, American history goes back what, 250
Unfortunately, it's
years?
just not old enough, right? So nothing against America. It's just how
Right.
it worked out.
So how does that feel to walk in places where people have walked for 1,000 years or
It's
more?
amazing because I do think about that. It's like when I'm walking in an old place. Who stepped here? You know, who has been here?
Right.
What has this wall seen? You know, good and bad. You know, it's incredible.
If the walls could speak, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I think of that a lot of times with the cobblestones we're walking on, or the steps that are worn out with time, you know?
Yeah. Now they do replace sidewalks quite often here, even when it seems they don't need to. So we're probably walking on something that's
They're not
3
that
years
old.
I don't know.
Could be. Yeah. But the thought's still there.
But I do wonder, because the red square brick seems very authentic and old.
Okay.
I imagine in that case, and in some places that are very, very historical, they are hanging on to the actual stone. But you should keep the camera running, actually, because it's a good long shot through this little alley and be back on the beautiful city walk, which is called Nikolskaya Street,
Where we
if
were.
I said it correctly. So Red Square is that way?
Yes, so we walked through here before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We came off the metro. And this city walk just winds on through the city. It's just restaurant after restaurant.
Keeps going and going and going.
And check out the outside seating. They set this up temporarily just for the warm weather months.
Interesting.
Then they break out the chainsaw and tear it up before snow comes.
Another question for you. I see all these people, they're all shopping, they're eating, they're enjoying themselves, having all this leisure time, and yet they tell us that the average wage in Russia is $600 a month. So how can they all do this?
Well, they're tricking Westerners because, yes, numerically, Russians make less money, but the cost of living is also way less.
Yep.
And Russians have, from what I understand, a lot more time off.
Yes.
And when I was dating my wife and I was talking to her online, I mean, she was just off work all the time, and I was working like crazy.
Yep.
You know? I was in the U.S., but I couldn't really enjoy it.
That's interesting. American life is supposed to be so much better. We toured America for 4 months last year, and the amount of people that I talked to and I asked them, and they're working 1.5 jobs or 2 jobs to try to make ends meet. And then I see this, and I describe. Look at all these people are just relaxing, enjoying themselves. Mm-hmm. In our city, in Nizhny as well, doesn't matter what time of day. There's people wandering, strolling through the park.
There's police everywhere,
having their time,
which is a good thing. Keeps you safe.
Safety. Yeah. They're not threatening looking.
Like I said, there's like almost no homeless people.
Yeah.
You and I don't have to worry about crime. My 19-year-old daughter takes the metro to university every day. She doesn't have to worry about crime.
No issues.
It just never happens.
It's still, I can't wrap my head around that because I think, we talked about this earlier, but I always see cities as unsafe.
Yeah.
They're not safe places to be.
Yeah, that's what the West taught me. But it doesn't have to be that way, man.
Interesting.
So this is just like the city center.
Another beautiful square. So just commenting on how many beautiful areas that they seem to have here in Russia. In the Soviet Union period, they seem to spend a lot of time on central park areas, recreational spots, places for people to relax and sit.
Yeah, it's just a historic business area. And this is a medieval style building. It's for something famous. I don't know. My wife and I were speaking in there a couple of days ago. I have to find our speech online.
So for those who aren't aware, Joe and his wife, Svetlana, right?
Svetlana. It's like feta cheese. Feta.
Okay.
So
They
now you know how
are
to say it.
actively working on helping immigrants come as well.
Yeah, Westerners that want to come, culturally friendly Westerners that think they'd like to
That's a key. That's
have
important.
a traditional family values lifestyle. If you're thinking your country is crazy now, what happens? You actually can live in a normal place. It's called Russia.
There you go. So he was just talking about a speech he did here regarding immigration. So if you're curious on that, find it on your channel. Or you'll talk about it on your channel, or
I'll find it. It'll be
something.
I'll put it up in a little bit.
it'll be someplace. Another church. It's something I've commented on before. It's hard to get a shot ever, a photograph, without a church somewhere in the background in Russia. And
Orthodox church.
to me, that's something that says a lot.
Yep.
It's
And
obviously
they're
valuable.
building like lots of them. Like
Somebody told me 3 a day,
yeah, it's like insane amounts of churches.
which is almost unfathomable. Now, some of that's restoration work too, of course. And I don't know if that was only Orthodox churches or if that's all branches. Because Russia does respect all branches of religion.
Yeah, it does respect. They have freedom of religion here, but I believe the state supports Orthodoxy and invests in the Orthodox churches being
Okay.
built like crazy.
Okay. Well, it's part of any good culture is to have strong religion.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm all for it.
Hey, boy, sound like you're clippity-clopping back there.
He's pretending to run into the wall.
Ah, I see. If you want to see what these kids had to say to Joe while he's interviewing them, you got to head over to his channel and check it out. There will be a video on him hosting us and touring us around Moscow and Red Square and other places that we will tour today. He will have that on his channel. All right, just looking up here. This is all commerce and trade by the looks of it. All right, these are trade goods. Here we've got ships. No water. It obviously was a big part of how the trade happened, and more trade goods. I don't know what the building is, but I'm going to guess it's got something to do with trade. We're wandering down the street here. We see this memorial to those who have paid the sacrifice here in the ongoing special military operation. So you can see people are paying their respects. A lot of young people.
That was the site of the original Moscow neighborhoods. This is where regular Muscovites lived.
Back in the days when the Kremlin was a thing.
Hundreds of years ago, yes.
Okay.
And when Moscow as a city-state would come under attack, all the people would run from here inside the fortress walls of the Kremlin.
Okay, so this would have been more just homes or
Yeah,
even
just regular houses.
little farming villages or whatever?
Probably everyone had their little lot.
Little plot or
I
something,
assume.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful
And so
gardens.
It recently was turned into a park. And this is like #1 park on some lists, like for the world.
Okay.
And it is, I believe, the newest park in Moscow.
So is that's a different cathedral back there again?
Yeah, I mean, take a look. You can see St Basil's from
Oh,
here.
yeah, right there too. So
And then-
there's,
and then just a line of
looks like
churches.
2 churches I'm looking at there, I think.
Well,
And
that the green and pinkish orange, that is
Yeah.
the corner of the Kremlin.
oh, okay. So that's one there, and then, sorry for the shakiness, there's something back there. That looks like a church. This must be the Kremlin again, then the point.
I think
And then St. Basil's,
Yeah. And then you got a line of churches.
and then,
The one with so you got the Kremlin, then you got something pinkish, and then the next one with the wooden roof, that is the English court.
oh, this
That
little
is-
guy here.
That's an ancient place built by Moscow for English dignitaries to come and encourage trade.
Interesting.
And now it's a museum.
And there's another church. Church or chapel or cathedral? I guess I don't always know the difference. Because this guy's pretty small to be a church. I would think that'd be more of a chapel. All right, and then in the distance, there's another one.
That's where Bobby goes.
All right, so this is a huge park.
Zaryadye Park. I'm probably saying it wrong.
And this is wide open.
Yeah.
So it's not actually really a greenhouse.
You just walk up inside it, and apparently it's built in such a way that it stays green on the top.
Interesting. Don't forget to subscribe, folks.
That's right. Arend, the famous Canadian farmer.
I don't know about
Subscribe
famous.
now.
You think famous?
Countryside Acres. Oh, yes. Once you cross 100,000 subscribers, you are world famous. Tickets too, but you know, why would you do that in Moscow or in Russia where it's snowing all the time?
So there you go. We're in a greenhouse, but it's actually open on the sides. And apparently it stays green up here all year round.
It does, it does. I can vouch for that.
Now, having said that, Moscow winters aren't exactly harsh.
They're not that harsh,
So
they
that
don't
helps.
bother me at all. I mean, it's cold, but I was expecting it would be really cold, and so.
Well, our whole lives we've been
it's
told
not
that
that
Russia's
bad.
a giant ice cube.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't find it that cold. Canada's colder. Now you get used to it. It's either that or you can live in a place with big scorpions or panthers or, I don't know, some nasty snakes. Good view of more churches, same churches, but different angle.
Yeah, we'll get a better view in a minute.
So these trees down here, yes.
Yeah, they have a swamp area that we're not going to get to right now, so we don't have time.
Okay.
But you can just wander this park and pretend that you're wandering all over Russia,
All through.
which is nice. And there's a nice.
This is the greenhouse we were in a minute ago.
Nice view of St Basil.
We just met a fan of both of our channels down here.
Yeah.
He declined to photo up, but shook our hands.
Yes, he was very happy to see you and praised you for all your children.
All my kids. Super grateful to be here, have this opportunity. It's an amazing place, so much history. Right? Even this little courtyard, people sitting there enjoying their time. Obviously it is a touristic-y place, so there's lots of people that are just relaxing for that reason. But it's safe, you know, kids playing in the park here, enjoying themselves.
Right there, Aaron, you got a good view of it right here. That's the English court.
This is the English court, yes.
Yes.
Where the dignitaries were held. Beauty of St. Basil's. That'd definitely be worthwhile checking out, methinks. Oh, brown doves.
Погладить можно, держите на ручке.
No, thank you.
That small building or that small little
Oh yeah, you can have some water, yeah. It's in West's Bay.
This is the other side of Red Square, and
That's all government again?
so behind the wall, it's all government, but you can buy a ticket to visit certain locations for
Okay.
tourism. And this little concrete block circle here, that's where they used to give speeches.
They'd stand on there.
Hundreds of years ago.
Okay.
And of course there's the clock tower. And next to the clock tower, they think that's where the king would sit.
Up in that little canopy.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah.
For Moscow.
So you think back in the day, each booth would have had different vendors as well?
Oh yeah, and this
Wow,
was originally
look at this, eh?
outdoors, because you see the glass ceiling, that wasn't here.
That was added later.
Yeah, so if you look at just the walls, you can tell it looks like an exterior building.
Yeah, but very narrow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the place is massive. It's so beautiful. And it's done like in an Art Deco, 50s America style.
That is
Or even
something.
older than that, I suppose, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, you could definitely be here all day with your wife.
Just strolling.
Wooden escalator right there.
Oh, there's another one there. Oh, it goes quite a ways that way too.
Several levels. There's like Soviet-style eateries here, so you can definitely have a nice romantic date here.
concludes our very quick, brief walk around Red Square. I hope you guys enjoyed it. There's Joe again. Check out his channel as well. We are going to head off to another video now, so we will catch you guys all later. And I apparently have to turn here. So hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below, and we will catch you in another video. God bless you.
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on?